Hi there, and welcome to this video all about how to put things in place in your business in the right order to set yourself up for success. So one of the biggest struggles that people have when they first get started in their business, when they're in the startup mode, is that they often start putting tactics and strategies and things in place without actually having a strong foundation on which their business can grow. And actually what happens is they end up spending a lot of time implementing things that don't end up working because they're actually doing it in the wrong timing. Okay, so timing is really, really essential. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my Nourished Nutrition Business program, which is essentially a roadmap for what to do in your business as a holistic nutritionist or health coach in the right order so that you have a foundation for success and for your business to grow. So I'm going to begin with sharing with you a little bit about Module 1. So Module 1 is called Your Soul's Calling. This module is all about how do you take your gifts, skills, passions, and combine them together into a unique business that is basically a reflection of your soul. So that you get up every single day and go into your business doing what you love to do, doing it in the way that you love to do it, right? Because too often we get stuck in ideas of that business has to look a certain way and we try to be professional and we start putting ourselves in a box and creating a persona or contrive a professional image. And then it starts to suck the juice out of you because you start attracting clients that aren't the right fit for you. And you're not expressing yourself fully, having that full creative expression in your business. So in this module, what I do is I help you look at all your gifts, skills, talents, and passions and show you how you can actually take those and create a results-based service and that's what actually makes your service sell, is that you can actually have a result at the end that you can explain to people. Because if they don't see a result in the end, your service seems nice to them, but not necessary. So this is really essential to serve you in terms of you having the enjoyment and loving your business and then mixing business with pleasure, right? Because what's the point of being an entrepreneur if you aren't actually making a living doing what you love, right? Because it is all time consuming and it gets in your head and it's difficult to like put it down on the evenings and weekends, etc. But if you love what you do and it is your creative expression in the world, then that's no big deal, right? Because that is what we do with our free time on the evenings and weekends, right? We want to connect with others and be creative. And when you know what your soul's calling is, everything that you do in your life can actually become your marketing, and you can incorporate your life, the things that you love to do, into your business, into your packages, so that you actually get to express in every day your purpose and pleasure in life and your calling all together through your business. You don't have to keep your life and your business separate. And that's actually the secret to having enough time for everything. So imagine that you were able to just utilize the things that you were doing in life as your marketing, rather than thinking and contriving, what should I say or do today that's going to get me a client, right? So it becomes a lot easier, a lot more natural for people. And then you don't relate to yourself as being somebody who's trying to market. You relate to somebody at yourself or of yourself. I don't know the right words for that. You see yourself is in the light of who you truly are, right? Someone who is here to make a difference, express creatively, and at the same time actually be helping people in some way, right? Because at the end of the day, that's actually where we get pleasure and joy in life, is our connection with others and feeling the satisfaction of giving and helping. So you want to step into your business from a place of really connecting to the heart and soul of your business to make sure that you don't create something that you later regret and is not fulfilling. Okay. So that's Module 1. So moving on to Module 2, it's called Your Niche Naturally. So we're looking at who is your ideal client to be working with. Now, from my perspective, your ideal client is a group of people that would ideally be people that you like so much that you would be happy to invite them over for dinner or call them a friend, okay? Because again, this is your business and you want to spend your time working with people, spending your days with people who you would want to call friends. That is another way that you get to experience being in business as totally soul fulfilling for you, okay? It also means that you look forward to your client sessions, right? You don't have dread about seeing those clients. And that's really, really important, because it doesn't really serve someone if you take them on as a client and you don't like absolutely love them on a heart level, like you want to actually spend time with them, even if they weren't your client. I don't believe that they're the best client for you personally. I believe that they're the best client for someone else who has that feeling about them, right? So you want to find your ideal niche, that group of people that you love spending time with. And then you build an audience based on those people. And then many of those people become your private clients. Some of them, join your e-courses. Some of them stay on your list for a while. They connect with you through social media, and then maybe 3 years down the road become your client. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you get up in the morning and you go to create something, put it out there. You have the feeling like, oh my God, like everybody who is in my world, on my email list, on my Facebook groups, or who like your page, are all people who are super excited to hear from you, right? And then you have the satisfaction of all that stuff that you create being utilized, right? Because if you're just sitting behind your computer creating stuff and nobody is using your content or benefiting from it or engaging with you around it, it becomes a very lonely experience, and you feel like you're doing all this work and it's not helping anyone, and you don't feel fulfilled by it, right? So you want to really make sure that you choose a niche that you have that feeling of you have a heart for them and you love them. All right, so moving on to module 3. Okay. And of course, I will help you with all the resistance that people have around niching, because that's like a big issue that I find with newbies. And I talked about it in a previous video about how people have resistance because they think that they're going to be closing the doors on people who need their help. Okay, but that is not the case. What actually happens is, because you're being yourself in your business, you attract people who resonate and are attracted to you as a unique individual, and they are attracted to your energy. And if the way you're speaking through your marketing is not actually speaking to them, they're still going to actually ask you, can I be your client? Because on the energetic level, right? Like there was a time where my business was focused on moms. So it was still business coaching, but for moms, mompreneurs. And I, on a regular basis, had people who would say, hey, I'm not a mom. Can I still work with you? Why did they say that? Because they actually resonated with my message and my philosophy, right? So the same thing's going to happen for you. So you don't have to worry about, pushing people away. And when you have a proper niche, what happens is that it becomes apparent to the right people that you're the one for them. When you try to make it so that your service or your marketing appeals to everyone, it actually doesn't strongly appeal to anyone at all. Okay, so it's a little bit counterintuitive, but you have to trust me on this one. And I, promise inside the program, I'll offer you that emotional support to get committed to a niche and, finding one that feels like that's really right for you, right? It's not about just choosing something. We want to put intention into it. But at the end of the day, you do have to choose something to get started, because otherwise everything that you learn, you can't implement, because you really do need to know who you're speaking to when you market. Okay. So the next thing is your sacred signature system. So your signature system is that step-by-step program that you create, that you use over and over again with your clients to create a specific result for them, right? So you're marketing to them and you're communicating the results they're going to get from working with you. And the system is the step-by-step process that you use to get them to those results. What this does is it helps you to feel totally organized and know exactly what you're going to do next with your clients, okay? It gives you a lot more confidence as well, because you are prepared. For the client's perspective, it makes it so much easier for them to say yes to working with you, because they understand what it is that you do and what is the steps that they're going to have to take to get there. And they trust you more because you actually have a plan and they can see it, right? So the step-by-step plan is what actually makes things marketable, right? If you go to the store and you look at the books that are on the shelf, or you buy a magazine and you see it says simple 3-step or 7-step plan, you're going to be likely more attracted to that magazine or that book based on somebody taking complex information, distilling it down into step-by-step for you, because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for things to be easy. They're not looking for things to be complicated. So you're not in business to show how smart you are, or to convince people that you know everything and you're an expert, okay? People connect to you on the heart level, the feeling level, and they just want to know that you've been where they are and you can help them and you know the steps to get there, and that you will actually take that complex information and deliver it to them in a simple way, right? Not in a way that sounds smart. Okay, so the step-by-step system is a way that conveys to your client that you've done that heavy lifting for them. You've done, the research, that you've had the experience, and now you've taken it and you've distilled it down into something simple that they can follow. And they trust that if other people can follow it and get results, then they also can too. So it really gives your clients a lot of confidence. And for you, it saves you time because you're not reinventing the wheel with each client. You've already thought in advance, what can I put together in a package and how can I deliver it in what order so that they can actually get those results in the most simple and quick way, right? Simple and quick. That's essentially what people are looking for. And the system, takes out all the guesswork and allows you to create the program in such a way that people get results quicker. And of course, when you're with clients, you can customize. But you don't want to have your business based on customizing for every single person, because you're going to never feel like you're on top of anything. You're going to feel like you are always unorganized and always have so much catch up to do. And you may start to resent that, your clients paid you money and for the session because you were charging time for dollars, which you shouldn't do, which I'll talk about in a second. And then suddenly you're working outside of all of your sessions for them and not getting paid for it and feeling resentful about that, right? But if you work hard once and create a really great system, you can actually deliver all that amazing value to clients without doing it individually for each client, right? Because you work hard once and then, say for example, you create a handout or a process for one person. Now you can actually use that again for the next person, right? So that's really, really important. And like I said earlier, it makes you feel organized so that you step into a session and you know what you're actually going to be doing instead of worrying that, oh my gosh, I don't know what we're going to be doing. And, that just breeds insecurity, right? So it's excellent for you and it's excellent for them. All right. And of course, just so you know, in every single module, I have a lot of tools and templates and examples of things so that you're never starting from scratch when you're creating your business. I give you everything that I've used in my business. So all you have to do is customize it to your business, and that saves you a lot of time and makes things a lot more easy. So for example, I have a niche workbook, and I also have a signature system workbook and the Soul's Calling workbook. Okay, so these are things that you can print, download, take to a coffee shop or wherever you enjoy working on your business, and go deep into the content and pull things out of your soul, not just out of your head, and really be able to ask yourself the questions that you need to ask yourself to get to the answers. And those are all inside of the workbooks. All right, so moving on to module 4, we have the prosperity path. Okay, so when you go along the path of learning about business, you're told that you should create a business plan, right? So there's a very conventional, specific way of making a business plan that is not super effective for most people, right? It's very linear. It's a lot of guessing, okay? It's not really a plan that necessarily is going to be effective for you as a holistic nutritionist. Okay, so you want to actually look at your business in a different way. In a way that is more fun. And in order to do that, we use a different type of business planning, and it's based on something called the prosperity path, okay? This is all about looking at, having a visual representation of what you intend to do in the future, and how everything leads to the next thing, okay? And it's a template that you can go back to over and over. It helps you when you get on your sales conversations because it's actually a template that you write your the different packages that you intend to create and the different pricing strategies that you have, etc. on this one template. It allows you to hold in mind what you're intending to create, and then when you talk to clients, it's easy for you to remember what the different packages are that you offer and the pricing on them, so that when you're listening to your client, you can determine which one is the best fit for them, right? Otherwise, things in your business become very intangible when you're doing a service-based business, right? It's kind of up in your head what you're going to do, but you just kind of it's really difficult to even just remember, what is in every package, what is the different steps that you're going to walk your clients through, right? So having a visual representation of your business makes it really easy for you to hold your goals in mind, right? Because that's the only way we actually walk through them or to them and through them and beyond and create new goals. And then also to be able to remember everything that you offer on one thing so that you can actually speak to what would be the best for each client, right? Because it depends on the conversation that you have with them. It's going to depend on what product or service that you're going to offer them, because you need to know what their needs are, right? And this module also helps you with things like coming up with new income streams, right? Because maybe right now you don't have very many ideas for your business, and you just kind of went to nutrition school, and then you thought, well, you just saw yourself as a consultant, right? So all you saw is interacting in one-off sessions with one person. And maybe you haven't thought of, how to use the internet, for example, as a way of generating business, or selling e-courses or ebooks, or, selling products, or doing like multiple streams of passive income, things like that. Okay, so in that module, I give you ideas for different things that you can put in place, right? Because if you are, putting yourself out there and you're recommending things to people, you might as well recommend things that not only you believe in, but you can actually have as another extra income stream for you. So that's what that module is all about. And I think that's, pretty something that people are really interested in, right? Because the internet is full of people who will tell you that you can, create all these different multiple streams of income, and that you can, make 6 figures overnight, and, all these different promises of things that you can do, but don't really actually tell you the truth about how much work it actually is to set all this stuff up, okay? So you have to have realistic expectations when you're going into business. And everything that I teach you, I'm not going to promise you that this is going to be the easiest road for you, okay, to set up your business. In fact, this program with me is probably going to be the hardest one that you do, because it is all the setup, all the foundational stuff that you have to put in place, right? If you continue to work with me as a private client, or join my mastermind, where we're just focusing on you're serving the clients and coaching and supporting your clients and doing marketing to receive more clients, that's so much easier at that point when you're not focused on all the building of things, right? So nobody gets rich quick. And you don't want to set up a business where you have like a 4-hour work week. To me, if you're thinking like that, you don't even think, like, do you even like what you're doing if you only want to work 4 hours, right? Like, you should create a business that you look forward to getting up in the morning and actually doing, right? That you'd want to work more than 4 hours a week, right? And it really does take a lot of initiative and effort and time and creativity to set up your initial business platform, which is what the Nourished Nutrition Business program is all about, so that you can get support. And my experience, from my personal experience of, having gone all over the place, like you might be going in right now, taking gazillions of trainings myself, and distilling it down now for you to save you time. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have to do all the work, right? You're still going to have to do all the workbooks. You're going to have to do the journal exercises. You're going to have to go within and make sure that you're, creating a business from the right place, and do the things that you don't feel like doing, right? Some people don't like planning, for example. Or some people love planning. So you're hearing about this and going, oh, I can't wait to, create my prosperity path, and I can't wait to plan my business, my signature system, etc. Just depends on your personality. Some people love it. Some people don't love it. Some people love running their numbers. Some people hate running their numbers, right? But at the end of the day, you have to do it if you want to be successful in business. And if you're left on your lonesome, you may not do it. But inside of this program with the tools, it's going to help you to set aside the time to get it done, and then have the support of other people who are doing it with you. That makes it easier, right? And the inspiration through the modules that come to your inbox every week. All right, so moving on to purposeful packages. So it's really, really important that you take your business and you take your signature system and you turn it into packages, right? Essentially, that is your business, your signature system. Now, your signature system does not have to be delivered just as, one large package, right? Where, somebody works with you for 6 months or 12 months. It can actually be broken down into smaller packages. And that way people have the opportunity to get their feet wet with you, get some results, and then decide whether or not they want to continue moving forward, right? If you have a package that is smaller, okay, that's actually, let's see, not module 7, okay? So we're going to skip around a little bit here. You're not going to create your jumpstart yet, but there's a module called the Jumpstart, and it's basically where you take a portion of your signature system and you break it down into a 6-week program. It's easier for you to sell because for most people, they are afraid to sell high-ticket items right off the start, right? Especially if you haven't invested in yourself with somebody else to help you. So it's basically a way for clients to get their feet wet with you to get some results and then move forward. Because if you start with the intention like, oh, I can't get my business off the ground until my entire signature system is completely done, you'll probably sit on that signature system for a year. But the point of this program, even though it is a 12-week program, you should have your Jumpstart done by week 6, okay? And then you can literally start selling it, okay? So the 12-week program doesn't mean that you're not going to start your business for 12 weeks, okay? You're going to start your business, actually you could start it right away depending on how confident you are, right? Like ideally what you do is you just like outline what you want to do and you go get a client and you basically build the ship while you're, how do they say it? You build the plane while you're flying it, right? Because you don't want to be like spending a lot of time building things that are not something that clients want, right? So if you build your signature system while you're working with a client, that client's actually going to show you, this is helping me, this isn't helping me, right? So that allows you to shift the program to make sure that you're providing what's going to serve them and, eliminating any fluff that's just going to overwhelm them, right? So it's not about getting the signature system perfect from the start, but it is about taking it and packaging it up into different types of packages that will allow you to serve people at different levels of engagement, financial investment that they're capable of doing, or just only, some people are, they truly actually have a money issue, and some people just aren't willing to invest a lot in their health because they don't get it quite yet, right? So if you have different levels of that people can engage with you at different price points, then you're basically having more opportunities for people to come in, get some results. And once they've got results, they become more confident, and then you can, upsell them into a different program, okay? You can also have downsells, right? If somebody gets on a phone call with you, a sales conversation, which is in the coaching industry called a discovery session, and they just aren't confident enough in themselves, they'll do the work, or they can't afford a private package with you if you have an e-course that teaches them everything, but they have to do it themselves, right? Like they don't get the handhold or the connection that they would get in a private package, but you're still serving them, right? And you're still making consistent cash flow by having these options in place. So we go through how to take that signature system in module 5 and how to package it up into different packages, okay? So once you have your packages, then you have to decide like, how do I price this stuff, right? And a lot of people struggle with that. They don't really know what to price things at. Maybe you've never used the package model before and you've only ever sold things one-off, or you've been paid by the hour. It takes quite a leap of faith and confidence in yourself and in what you created to start selling higher ticket items, which is the private one-on-one coaching packages where you're giving people a handhold. So you need to price things properly. Now, I can't tell you what the right price is for you, honestly, because to me, the right price is a price that you can spit out of your mouth without stuttering, okay? Because, I could look at your program and go, wow, you should be charging $4,000 for this. And if you don't believe in it, it doesn't matter what I think it should be priced, because you're not gonna be able to sell it unless you believe in it, right? So I help you come up with the pricing and the business model based on what you need to actually make to make a decent living, so that you can have, pay your bills, put food on the table, organic food, buy your supplements, and have, life's little luxuries. That's a great place to start. Instead of starting with this idea of being like a 6-figure earner, right? Like if you've never even made $50,000 a year, it's going to be difficult for your mind to stretch to $100,000 a year or more, right? So we have to actually recognize where we're at and start making the shifts and changes that allow us to increase our faith and build from there, right? Because otherwise you just end up working against your subconscious programming, right? Which says, no, I can't do that, or whatever. It's not worth that, or what, all these fears, and everything will come up. So I have a way of another workbook to help you figure that out. And then of course, because you have the support of the Facebook group and connection with me there, I'll help you with any kind of belief systems and things that come up that get in the way. Okay. But at the end of the day, we have to run our numbers, because if you don't run your numbers, it's likely that you're actually you're going to price things in a way that is going to stop you from being successful, because it's actually, the pricing is so not right for reality that your business is guaranteed to fail, right? If you're trying to make a living doing what you love and you price things incorrectly, then, if you're not making enough money to pay your bills, then that's not making a living doing what you love. That's being really super stressed out and putting everything on credit and, having to go back to your day job, right? So we actually have to run the numbers to make sure that what you have in mind is actually going to work, okay? And that you have cash flow. So, it's really actually simple, but it's emotionally difficult for people usually to run those numbers. But I will be there to help you, because I think it's fun and I love running the numbers. So I don't have that personal resistance to it. So I think that I'll help you have the same feeling about it once we're doing the work together, right? Because I will infuse my enthusiasm for you making a living doing what you love and setting things up and running your numbers properly so that you can have that as well. Okay. And then once you see the numbers, you'll be excited, I promise. All right, so moving on to Module 7, the Jazzy Jumpstart, which I mentioned before, is the small package that gives people a taste test of what it would be like to work with you privately. Again, it's based around a result, and it's not going to take you nearly as long to be ready to sell, so you can sell it, really quickly. Okay, you will be able to start making money within the first 6 weeks of this program by selling the Jumpstart. All right. And for some of you, the brave ones, you'll make money sooner, right? Because you won't even feel like you need to, have that jumpstart finish. You'll trust that yourself that you'll be able to sell it and then build it as you're working with people. Okay, so you might just hearing about it on this training, go, I can design a 6-session package right now. I don't even need Sherry's help to do that, right? Start making money right away by having conversations with people, right? Like you don't have to do anything, like you don't have to have a website or anything like that. Are you brave enough to have a conversation with the person who needs your service and sell them into it and build it as you're working with them? Really, it's that easy. It's mostly difficult for people because they are scared, right, of not having everything perfect before they get started. And having that perfection paralysis is just going to slow you down from making money. So I encourage you to just do it. Do the best with the knowledge that you have in the moment, and then you work with clients, and then you learn more, and then you make your programs better. At the end of the day, that's the only way it can be. Like, this program, I have run it 4 times from my house. I've taught business to holistic nutritionists in 4 different groups from my house, and now I'm turning it on to a virtual online program. Okay. Do you think that the people who went through the first time are going to get, or did get, as an amazing service as you're going to get? No. How would it be possible, right? Like, of course, every single time you do something, you improve on it and make it better. And you do that with the feedback of the people you're working with. Now, for me, what I always do is grandmother people into the new versions of my programs. So those people are going to also get served, right? They're going to get all of the amazing stuff that you're getting in this program. But they didn't get it in this form the first time I taught it, right? So it just keeps improving as I go. And same with you. Being in this program, you're going to get access to all the updates and the improvements that I make over the years to the program. So you can do the same thing for your clients, because I know people are just like, oh my God, like, you feel scared to charge money for things because it's your first time and you worry if it's not good enough. Don't worry about it. You can always go back to those people and say, oh my gosh, I made this amazing, handout or system or meditation or whatever. I want you to have it. Okay, people will love you and appreciate that. They'll love being able to stay part of your community, right? Once you're in this program, you get to stay in that Facebook group. Okay, so if you have questions about the content of this program, you'll still be able to get them answered 12 months from now, right? So you can, relax in the thought that you're going to be able to get the support when questions come up and concerns or just fears. Okay, and the people in the program are amazing at supporting one another and encouraging one another to take risks, right? So, surrounding yourself with a community of other people who are doing what you're doing and seeing them get results and seeing them take risks will encourage you to also do the same. Okay, so now module 8, the beta program. Okay, so the beta program to me is one of the ways of getting through this fear. It's basically taking your jumpstart or another portion of your signature system and running what's called a beta program. You promote it under the premises that you're telling people, this is the first time I've run this program. So because it's the first time, I'm going to offer you a discount on the program. In response, or in, not response, in exchange, I would love to get your feedback. In fact, you want to actually set up your beta program where they sign a contract that they will provide their feedback, okay? And then, of course, you can't force them to give a testimonial, but you ask them, if you enjoy this program, would you please give me a testimonial? So you can imagine if you have this beta program done and you're working with people, then you can actually start your business off with testimonials, right? And then how much more confident are you going to be to charge for your services full price, okay? So in the beta program, I give you all sorts of different things like a testimonial template to help you get testimonials, the beta contract so that people understand, what it is that they're signing up for. It's not about a legal contract to bind them to this, but it's the clarity, right? Like, what you're telling them, these are my responsibilities, and then they know what their responsibilities are. You have to put these things on paper. Otherwise, people don't really necessarily hear everything the first time, right? I have a sample letter that you can use to email people that you know in your community or your past case study clients to invite them into your beta program, okay? So I take a lot of the time-consuming writing work out of your business platform setup for you because I know how much time that takes, and a lot of you are not natural writers. I am a natural writer, and I really like writing. So I enjoy creating this content for my own business and then passing it on to you, and then all you have to do is adjust it so it reflects your voice, but all of the, the bones are in there, so you're not having to think about flow and structure and what to say. Okay. All right, so in order to actually get people in that beta program, even though it's a beta program and it's either you're offering it free or low cost, okay, to be honest with you, I would rather see you even do it free to get the experience and the testimonials than to keep putting it off because you're afraid to sell, okay? So I don't care what your decision is around that. I just want you to get experience and the confidence so that you can get your business off the ground, okay? However, for those of you who will choose to charge money for it, you're still going to need to learn how to do sales, even if it's a low-cost offer, okay? Because, anything more than like a couple $100 is difficult to sell from like a sales page on the internet, right? Like this program is, well, a lot more than a few $100s, okay? The reason I'm able to sell it online is because I've put so much work into this, where I've given you so many opportunities to learn from me and to connect with me that you will know by the time you are ready to make the decision, okay? You will know whether I'm the right person or not for you, okay? But I also invite you at any point to apply to speak with me, okay? So underneath this video, there's going to be an application form that you'll fill out, and then I will get a feel for whether I think that you and I are a good match to work together, or the program is the right thing for you. And if I can just feel from your application that it's a good fit, then we're gonna get on the call together and talk it through, okay? So the same thing for your clients. Even if it's a beta program, and say you're selling it for $697, then those people are gonna wanna get on the phone with you. And it's a certain percentage of people, right? Like I've sold this program multiple times, okay, and I always give the offer of you can get on the phone with me if you prefer to speak it out, okay, to talk with me to make a decision. And everybody has that opportunity to do that, but only a small percentage of people will actually take me up on it. Most people will just hit the buy now button, right? So same for you, but you want to make that offer to people and know how to talk to people when you get on the phone with them, okay? And what we use is something called a discovery session model of speaking with people. It's not consulting where, you know, you get on the phone and you tell somebody all the solutions to their health problems as a trial coaching session. No, don't ever do that. That is just going to make you burn out giving free sessions, and those people will not become clients. They'll actually be so overwhelmed by all the things you told them to do that they will never come back, okay? So I teach you a totally different model of how to do discovery sessions that lead to making an offer for people to work with you. And it's all about them making a decision. But you have to give them the opportunity by providing them with everything they need to know to make that decision. And then they'll get on the phone call, and then they'll finally make that decision. And they're a lot more likely to say yes because they've already connected with you in multiple ways. Just like, for example, you've connected with me through this entire video series, okay? All right, so the thing about sales is that people have a lot of emotional resistance to it. So, you know, I cover how to get over that in the training. I also provide sales scripts that are just for holistic nutritionists and health coaches. So you never get on a sales call feeling uncomfortable or not knowing what to say. I also have the basically scripts for how to handle objections, okay? Because people will have emotional blocks that will come up, or financial blocks, etc. And you need to know how to coach them through that to a decision, okay? Because at the end of the day, just like you have to take a risk on yourself to be successful in business, they have to take a risk on themselves that they'll do the work to do what it takes to become healthy, okay? So it's not like every single person just gets on the phone and they're like, woohoo, I want to sign up, right? Like you have to be prepared to know how to coach people through any obstacles that come up for them, and it's mostly emotional. All right, so moving on to Module 10. Okay, so Module 10 is called Savvy Systems. It's all about how to set up systems in your business so that you're not constantly reinventing the wheel, and so that you're just ready. You feel ready for clients, okay? When you don't feel ready for clients and you feel disorganized and you don't have everything ready, you energetically feel resistant. You say you want clients and you feel that, but then you also feel, but I'm not ready, right? But once you put these systems in place, you feel ready to have the client because you're not, you know, worrying about all these different things that have to happen in order for you to receive them or to serve them properly. So if you've had to figure this all out on your own and come up with all your own words and your own systems, it would be difficult for you to do that because you are in startup and you don't know what systems need to be in place, right? So I basically have that all laid out for you. I have, you know, templates for everything, right? Intake forms, discovery session forms, client coaching contracts, pamphlets that you create to send people before their discovery session so that they understand that it's not a consulting session. So you don't feel weird when they get on the phone expecting you to give them free advice, right? I have all of these things created for you so that you're ready to receive your clients, okay? I have the systems that are like more ones that you have to operate yourself, right? Like through email, or your VA will do for you. When you're dealing with clients who come in, say through email or through public speaking, then you have, I have systems for you for online sales systems as well. So setting up your email list to invite people to become your clients. So for example, watching this video is coming to you from an opt-in that you opted in for a free gift called Nourished Your Nutrition Business, right? And you've received emails with links to pages on my website with these videos. And in every single video, I've told you about my Nourished Nutrition Business program to some degree. I have seeded the fact that I'm going to tell you more. I've seeded the fact that I do private coaching. Okay, seeding means I'm telling you about the other options without like directly, making a pitch constantly, right? I'm just letting you know that it's there, okay? And this is all going to be set up in a series on your website that invites people to work with you. So while you're sleeping, your online sales systems will actually enroll people into your service, because you do the work once, like doing a video like this, for example, and setting up the email and the web page where you deliver it. But then every single time somebody opts into your email list, They go through the sequence, and they're getting primed to be your client without you having to do this for every single person, right? So that is really, really, it just really, really helps to have all those things there on the energetic level for you to feel ready, so that you actually put out the right vibes and actually attract your clients, okay? And you're going to come off as super professional right from the start, and that's going to have their confidence stay high in you, right? If you seem disorganized, then they are going to question everything moving forward, right? So, having these systems in place is really essential. So, I talk about not being professional, like acting professional, okay? In some of the other videos, that you're going to be your natural, easygoing self. And that is still true. What I'm talking about is in your marketing and in your connecting with people, do not contrive a professional image. But behind the scenes, that's where you need to be professional, right? You need to provide an incredibly, well thought out service, and think about how you can best offer that service to your clients and give them an amazing experience being your client. That's being professional. That's the behind the scenes stuff that people experience with you. It's not about looking like you're professional and then not being like that behind the scenes, right? Which is what a lot of people do, is they try to put up this like fancy website and look all professional, but then behind the scenes, they haven't actually created a really amazing program, right? So, you're a different kind of person. You're someone who's here because you are looking to get the knowledge so that you can have a professional business on the inside, right? That is like authentically delivering quality services to your clients. All right, so moving on to module 11, spirited speaking. This is a super important module, especially if you are more interested in doing a more local business and less online stuff. This is going to be the quickest way for you to get clients, is to do public speaking events. Now, it's really important to understand that just going out there, okay, people have this idea, I hear it all the time, I just have to get out there and then suddenly I'll get business. No, it doesn't work that way. If you just throw out a generic business card or a generic poster, and you just speak in front of a generic audience and you don't have any way of like making them an offer to become your clients, they do not. They feel like they don't even know how to be your client. They don't even know what you offer. They love you because they're like, wow, you just entertained me for an hour and inspired me, but they're not going to become your clients unless you specifically know how to invite people, how to be your client from a poster or a business card or a talk. Okay, so in my program, I give you the systems for doing this. I also help you with creating your talk so that you feel prepared to do it, help you with the emotional fears and things that come up. And, like I've said in the prior video, public speaking was not easy for me. And I have totally been in your shoes if you're feeling scared about it. But I promise you that every time you do it, it becomes easier. Okay, it's not that you never experience fear. Okay, I still have some trepidation around public speaking, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. Okay, but you need to have the systems in place to actually make that worthwhile. Otherwise, what happens is you burn yourself out talking in front of groups for free and then not getting any clients and then resenting that. Okay, I had that happen to me multiple times. I remember getting to the point where somebody emailed me about, can I come speak about weight loss to a group that was 2 hours out of my town for free? And at this point, my kids were young, okay? At that point, I didn't even focus on weight loss. And I said no to it gracefully, but in my head, I was like, are you kidding me? You want me to drive 2 hours there, 2 hours back, give you a free talk? Are you gonna come and make dinner for my kids and look after them? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I was so bitter at this point from having done so many talks that didn't turn into clients in the old days, that I was starting to get resentful and bitter. And that was coming through in my attitude. Of course, I didn't say that. I was just feeling it. And I don't want that for you. There's a really specific way to do a talk, and you have to get in front of the right audience. And inside the program, I'll give you all the tools for that and make sure you understand, where you need to do these talks and where not to, so that you don't waste your energy and time. Okay, so now for the final module, okay, wonderful website. Now, this module is the last module. Isn't that interesting? Because most people, when they go to start a business, some of the first things they do is focus on their business card and their website. And that is an absolute no-no. Remember, this video is all about showing you what you need to do in the right order for success, okay? If you don't have everything else in place and you go and just throw up a website, first of all, how is anybody gonna find it? If you don't know who your niche is and what your message is, okay, and what you're selling, what are you gonna put on it, right? You're gonna spend a whole bunch of time doing busy work, putting all the wrong stuff on your website, okay? And because you're in the beginning of your business, every 6 months, people, when they're, especially in the beginning of their business, have a new idea for their name, have a new tagline, have a new brand concept. Like, honestly, you should not be investing any money in a website or any time in a website until you've done the preliminary stuff that would make it so that later when you do invest in the graphic design and the website build, that you have something tangible that you can sell, right? And you know what your message is, okay? Because otherwise you're going to end up just starting from scratch again anyways and having thrown that money out the door and wasted all that time, okay? So I'm telling you that from experience because I have done those things and it was never worth it and it sucked my time dry. Like, oh my gosh, totally. And it's a waste of money, honestly. Do you know how many millionaires have the most hideous websites? Okay. In fact, sometimes I think, oh my goodness, like those people, yeah, you can see how they became millionaires is because they don't care about stuff like that. They care about, the service that they're offering, not about how they look. Okay. But I think that they should do the upgrade to their website to support graphic designers. Like, come on. But you in startup, okay, you do not need to spend $3,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 plus on a web build because you're not ready for it. In fact, what you need is to have the simplest website possible, okay, in the beginning. Something that you can easily change yourself and that can grow with you. And once you feel like that click where you're like, yeah, I know for sure I'm like, this is me, this is the kind of, image I'm, basically branding, right? Like you have to, basically what branding is you giving people a feeling. Like, should come to your website and get a feeling from you, okay? In the beginning, you don't have to spend the money on that. Moving forward, what I'm teaching you in this program, people are going to be able to feel into you from your marketing that we're going to be doing behind the scenes. You do not need to have a full-on website build, okay? You need to have things like a free gift, a Facebook page, and basically just get out there and be visible, okay? In connecting with people, not being visible as in you have a website and you have a business card and they just sit there. No, you got to get on your Facebook business page and, put notes on there with photographs, for example, that lead to an offer, or a video that leads to an offer, or a Facebook Live that leads to an offer. That's what's going to actually get you clients, okay? And then you later will have the confidence to invest in the website without it being a throwaway. Right now, what I recommend you do is spend that money on learning how to properly market and sell your services, which is basically what I'm offering to you is a program that will help you to do that. And I'm not just saying that so that you buy my program, okay? I'm actually saving you money. I'm saving you a ton of money by not investing in websites and graphic design right now. And I'm actually telling you what would give you the results of making money, right? You have to put a foundation in for your business to be able to make money, okay? So whether it's working with me and this program or some other program that resonates better for you, you are way better off spending money on learning business or getting a business coach than you are in doing graphic design and a web build right now, okay? I can't stress that enough because I've just seen people doing this over and over again and throwing their money out the door. And then having nothing to show for that money. Whereas the knowledge that you gain from working with a coach or taking a business program is something that you carry with you forever now. Nobody can take that away from you. You could lose, everything, your house and your car and everything, but you're going to still know how to generate money doing what you love, okay? So if you have to go live in a tent for a while, you're going to be able to recover, okay? If you go spend that money on a website and have no idea how to actually make that website work for you and generate an income for you, then it's a waste of time and money, okay? So that is everything I wanted to share with you about basically what do you do in your business, in what order, okay, so that everything builds on the next thing, okay? Once all this is in place, now you're ready to continue to expand your business, okay? Then you go out there and you focus more on getting clients. But if you don't have all these things set up, you're gonna be in resistance to marketing, because in your brain you're gonna go, oh, well, I don't even know what I'm selling, right? Or, oh, if I get them in the door, what do I do with them, right? So this is the first step. You have to set up the foundation for your business in order to move forward and expand and grow and actually serve others. All right. So thank you so much for watching this video. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next. Bye for now.